and I've lost everything, forever living in the dark. I feel so alive, still remembering what I want, but it ends with you. Candlelight has gone out, some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say, thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a sound. Take a look as I am now, still I smile but don't speak. Will you please slow down? Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Unreal intertwined, and you're not listening. It is your choice to make a little mockery, it won't do. Further down the line, still surrendering, trying harder to forgive you. Candlelight has gone out, some will win and some will lose. Nothing much else to say, thought I was searching for something. Door has closed, not a
And welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen, to Apollo Racing Club, to our ACC GT3 Sprint League. I'm Adam Thompson. Joining me in the broadcast booth tonight is Bash Dash. Bash, how are you tonight?
Fine, and yourself?
I am very excited. We're at one of my favorite racetracks in the entire motorsports industry, and that is Imola. This 3-mile track, very fast, just like Monza. This should be really the crown, the Temple of Speed. Very fast track, and we're going to see some really awesome GT3 action tonight.
Definitely, yeah. Imola is one of the classic circuits. Italy has all of the fast tracks. And we actually just recently had a GP here, didn't we?
Yep, Formula One was here last week, which was amazing. So, and it was a very good race, a very intense race in the wet. Tonight, we are not in the wet. Let's head right into the qualifying as the amateurs are heading on out. Last week, Thornton was the highest, was able to stay up there during the race last week. So,
yeah, let's see how he does here. Going through Toza, I believe.
Yep, going into Toza now.
It looks like he's on his outlap, isn't he? Just getting the feel for the track.
Yep, on his outlap here at the Imola circuit. This is a beautiful circuit in Emilia, Italy. If you don't know where that's at, Maranello is about 90 miles, 79 miles.
Alta chicane.
And that's the Alta chicane now. Thornton is through, and that beautiful Sleepy Mercedes.
Warming up the tires a little bit might be helpful.
He'll be definitely looking to be putting up a very good show tonight as he crawls into Rivitz. And this is where I expect a lot of drivers to have some issues tonight because it's a hard braking zone because you're going to be flying through there when you come through that come through Alta, that very, very short chicane. So he'll be looking at that. Now he's going to be starting his hot lap, and he'll be looking to be putting up a big number. Common Cold is in front of him in the Bentley, but we're going to stick with Thornton for the meanwhile because he is the man who I have been far impressed with this season.
Just breezing through the chicanes. First Tamburello and now Villeneuve, and now approaching Toza. Absolutely kissing that apex. Very well done. Really liking what I'm seeing here so far. Now approaching a wider turn. That's Piratella, I believe.
Yep, Piratella. And thank you, Bash, for naming out the corners we were discussing before the race. Definitely want to learn the turn names of this one. It's not that hard, right? It's not that hard to remember as he comes through Aqua Minerale into the very, very hard Alta chicane and hits the inside curve. He's going to still keep on his lap, though, I think. He's looking good for a pretty decent time here in the amateur class, Bash.
Yep, doesn't look like he invalidated his lap. Now approaching Rivazza. 2 sharp turns, one after the other, 17 and 18. And now all he has to do is cross the finish at Bassa, and we'll see what time he gets. He gets a 1 minute 43.464, putting him on provisional pole.
Ryan Barker putting up a 143.5 and Common Cold with a 143.7, but Fred Frostberg going with a 142, Forsberg going with a 142.3. He's looking very fast in that Aston Martin.
Yep, just an absolutely blinding lap. We thought a 143.4 was fast, but yeah, no, that Aston is putting in work. And then we see some other times coming in. Big Bark with a 145.6, Big Newton with a 146.2, and Tim Wilkins with a 146.5. A little bit slower, but that's okay. Maybe they're just warming up. Who should we watch next?
Alan Zhu right now just came out of Tosa. Now he is driving very quickly. He is on an outlap, but he is 6/10 down off his fastest lap, which is a 1:48.0. That was his last lap, excuse me. So he'll hopefully put up a fast time here. He is in the anti-radical Aston Martin. He decided to switch vehicles mid-season from the Porsche.
And it looks like he's just surveying right now. You said he was on his out lap.
He's on a hot lap.
Yeah. Oh, he's on a hot lap? Oh, yeah, but he is losing a little bit of time. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if this was an out lap, actually, because, a minute and 76 seconds down. That is not looking good. He's going to need to pick up the pace next time around.
Luckily, you can do that in ACC. It's a beautiful thing because you can put a couple extra laps of fuel and not have to worry about your tire wear in GT3. Not quite like Formula 1. Formula 1 seems to have, because of just how their policies, just how the regulations and everything works with the tires. Now, Alan Zhu going across the line with a 146.2, and that puts him up to P8.
Mm-hmm. Going through Tamburello, shaving off a couple of milliseconds. Very good for him. Oh, wait, no, never mind. He lost a little bit of time there, but he is still going pretty smoothly heading into the Villeneuve chicane. Going to try to find a couple seconds.
I hate to interrupt you, but I want to talk about Easton. He's P5 right now. He is 8/10 up. He's actually almost second up on his pace now, and he is absolutely flying here as he has a 144.3. He'll be looking for a very strong finish in that Lamborghini, second season in that beautiful Lamborghini as he comes across the start-finish line with a 143.5, going fourth fastest among the amateur class.
Yep. Very well done. Fourth position. Definitely going to want to improve on that. However, as he continues to... Yeah, Big Bark. Let's look at Big Bark.
He is...
going in that pink Porsche.
Yep, in the... what used to be the big... I can't even pronounce... I can't remember it now. The Pepe Pig Porsche, as he now crosses the start-finish line, and he is up on his pace with a 144.9, so... And he is staying sixth fastest. Now, Rob Jakes with a 145.9. He is 6/10 up on his fastest time. He'll be looking to maybe improve a little bit more. If he can find a second, he'll be up there in P6 as he comes through Revitza. He is almost there. He's 9/10 up now. He is 3 seconds off Forsberg's pace, but he's coming flying through 8/10 up as he comes across down the start-finish straight, and he's looking very fast in that Mercedes. Goes across the line and gets a 145.0.
Yeah, very well done. Definitely will want to keep pushing those times. Jock heading into the pits now.
Let's head over to Common Cold. He's 4/10 up right now. He is currently P5 amongst the amateurs. He is looking for a strong finish tonight. So he's currently sitting with a 143.7 among the amateur class as he comes into Revitza.
But he might shave half a second off, and that might put him up a few positions. It depends on how he exits that turn. Ooh, he doesn't exit it the cleanest, but he will improve on his time nonetheless, picking up a 1 minute 43.5.
So he is very
keeping
close
it in fifth.
Keeping it in fifth, but very close with Easton. Look at there. He is 200ths of a second off Easton's pace there. So very close racing indeed for those two tonight. Timmy Wilkins in the BMW right now, 8/10 up on his fastest lap as he comes into Revitza. He's sitting with a 146.4. He'll be looking to improve on his time. He is coming through the last two corners. And this is, like I said, this is one of my favorite tracks in the entire world. You can just see why. It's fast, but there's a lot of braking zones. And this is exactly why I think it's a perfect circuit. As he comes across the line, he's a second up, and he goes 9th fastest of the amateurs with a 145.4.
Yeah, very well done. He was able to find some seconds on Rivatsa. A lot of the drivers have had difficulties doing so far, but yeah, if he can just find time on some of the other corners, he could try to make something. Common Cold seems to be improving on his time significantly, going through, I believe, the Alta chicane now, half a second up apparently. He just has to not lose as much time on Rivatsa, and he could take Ice Tin's position and maybe even go further.
He's really going to have to push through here in the last two corners. With this should be his final lap, actually.
Oh, very well done. He's actually found some time as well. And
Yep,
if he just needs to finish strong, and fourth is as good as his, maybe even third.
He comes across the line and goes 142.8 with going third fastest, and that will end the amateur qualifying. Well, Forsberg in the top slot for the amateur class with a 142.3. Now we see Fig Newton coming across the line to end his qualifying as well with a 145.9. Now it's time for the pros. And earlier I saw Daniel Wright putting up some very fast times in the 140, 141s. That will be a very fast time for these guys to beat in that Audi. And I think the Audi is going to be very strong here at Imola.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotta love the nice red color on it as well, on the number 73. Daniel Wright, let's see what he can do. He's approaching the start line now, about to go on his hot lap.
He is absolutely flying now, and this is where you go full throttle. This is where George Russell and Valtteri Bottas got into it at the Imola GP this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And now coming into Villeneuve, the Villeneuve chicane absolutely lands it perfectly, and that's a longer chicane, so you can go a little bit faster through there. And let's ride on board with the man. The man knows how to drive this car very well, especially the Audi. And the Audi is going to be very, very quick. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite car on my favorite track. So here we go as he comes through Piratella, getting past some traffic, going into Acca Minerale. He's feeling pretty comfortable.
Yep.
He's 8/10 on his fastest
smooth.
time.
Very smooth through that corner.
Very smooth indeed. Now he's a second up on his Delta, so this is going to be a pretty fast time as he comes through this chicane. You can only allow one car to go through there, so he is looking to get as much time as needed. There's a car off by that chicane. I don't know who that is, but we will find that out later. Now Daniel Wright, he is flying down into the last two turns, into the penultimate turn. Finds the grip there. Like I said, it's gonna be a tough corner for a lot of these cars because it doesn't have quite the grip because of just how it's sloped. It's a little bit steeper than what people think, and it's longer than what people think. As Daniel Wright goes now third fastest with a 142.6.
Very well done. Although my HUD's saying it's fourth, just behind Thornton. But of course, he's just warming up. He's just getting started. Alexis Moizon in the provisional pole in that neon yellow green Aston Martin 142.237.
Eric Mahoney now on his very first hot lap. He is coming through the Villeneuve chicane in the Tosa. And he is looking very fast in that BMW.
Mm-hmm. Love the livery on that too. Let's see how he approaches this chicane.
He goes into Acqua Minerale. He's looking pretty fast here. He hasn't had quite the best racing that he has hoped for this season. He hasn't been fighting for those top 10s recently. So hopefully he can this race. Because he's looking pretty fast. He's 4/10 up on his fastest time. And I want to switch it to Joshua Kimball right after this because He is definitely flying on his lap right now.
Certainly. Now Mahoney goes into Rivazza. See if he can find some time. Has had the best lap. Just a little bit, but not enough to lose that positive delta.
Well, Eric Mahoney comes across the start-finish line. He goes 12th fastest with a 1:44.6. And Joshua Kimball now put up a 1:45.8. So we'll head to him as he is on another lap in that Grid Finder Works Ferrari GT3 car. It's looking pretty strong there, and you can see the Grid Finder logos. Apollo Racing Club is a proud member of gridfinder.com. Head over to there to start your sim racing career today. Grid Finder, they just launched a new awesome website as well. So, and they have a lot of events happening as a company as well. So, head over to grid-finder.com to find out more.
Going through Aqua Minerale now.
Joshua Kimball, Fife. Oh, I think that's going to be an off track. That is an off track for sure. There is no way that is valid. So let's head over to Niall Drake, who is 7/10 up on his fastest time. And that Aston Martin. He is coming into Rivazza. He is looking very fast here. He has a 1:44.5 as he comes
that was
out.
Really cool.
That was very quick. These Aston Martins are going to be very quick here, but the Audi, I think, just has a little bit of a pace difference through here. With 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in qualifying, Niall Drake goes up with a 1:43.5, goes 12th fastest, and right ahead of Righteous Fire in that Porsche.
Pretty decent. Yeah, we'll see how much further Niall can push the limit. Who should we look at next?
Tommy Cogan. He is a man who has been in the top 5. He has won a race this season, and right now he's sitting 27th. He is going out on a lap, but he's a 10th down on his fastest time.
Yeah, no, he's doing really good. Hasn't had the... Yeah, let's see how he goes through Rivazza. Ooh, yeah, no, he finds some speed. He'll be able to make a marginal improvement on his last lap. Let's see where it lands him. He gets a 1:43.53, putting him in 10th.
So he's in the top 10. Very good for him, but Niall Drake, he's 4/10 fastest. Let's head to him right away because 5/10 could mean a top 10. A top, potentially put yourself up into P7, P8. So these drivers, they're very, very close. If you look, they're hundreds or even thousands of a second off each other. P9 through P13, as now Niall Drake, he's 2/10 up on his fastest time, and he puts up a 1:43.3 and goes up into P10.
Yeah, good effort. Let's see who else is searching for a fast time. Beamby in that black and white Audi.
Oh, Beamby has returned, and he's off track.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, what was happening there? He was improving on his time.
Tommy Cogan now is 1.1 seconds up on his fastest time, and this is the Tommy Cogan we like to see here at Apollo Racing Club. He has a 1:43.5 now as he is improving. Can he find the time as he goes into Rivazza? He brakes very hard going into turns 17 and 18.
Ooh, there we go. A strong finish, and he might be looking to shave over a second off of his time. Oh no, there's a little bit of a drop off, but still a very good improvement indeed as he gets a 142.585, putting him in 7th position.
That's a good time for him. Roadside Cookie, we haven't said his name tonight in that Lamborghini. He is looking to improve here tonight. He is 0.3 up on his 144.4. Can he find a couple more tenths and maybe move himself up a couple more spots here as qualifying has finished?
I believe that's Aqua Minerale.
Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely looking to get a significant improvement on his time going through the Alta chicane, finding some more time there. Maybe struggled a little bit, but actually maintaining a reasonable amount of composure as he still has a negative delta. Now just has to go through Rivatsa.
He's 0.7 up, 0.6 up. He just has to find a couple of tenths more. And there it is. He comes up with an 8. He's 0.8 of a second up on his fastest time as he comes down the start-finish straight. And this is going to be absolutely massive for him as he goes now 16th fastest with a 143.5. And that is going to do it for qualifying. Daniel Wright is our pole position, with Alexis Moison and BMB following right behind him.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a fun race to look at. Once again, some of the amateurs are challenging the professionals, so we'll see if there aren't any surprises. Who do you want to see do really well this race?
It's nice to see Daniel Wright back in pole position. Alexis Moison, though, being up in that position, in second position, and Biambi back as well. So those three right there are very, very quick. Thornton in P6, he'll be very happy with that. Kogan will be right next to him on the grid. Oh, excuse me, he'll be right behind him. Excuse me. So, lot of good racers coming our way here, ladies and gentlemen. I do not recommend switching anytime soon of that browser. So, let's take a look here at some of these beautiful liveries that these guys have done, as they have 2 minutes to do the final setup changes to their car, get the field just right, no pits, 45 minutes of racing here at Apollo Racing Club at Imola. Everybody putting up the final changes to their cars. They'll get the drive notification at the 30-second mark. Track temperature right now, is 30 degrees Celsius. Air temperature, 23 degrees Celsius. Wind is 5 kilometers per hour coming out of the southeast. There you go. We went through the entire lineup there and showed off everybody's liveries. And we'll be going to the formation lap very, very soon. 1 minute to go here. Bash, what are your predictions here?
I think Thornton might make up some positions. Thornton's had some pretty good races recently, if I from what I can remember. And yeah, no, I definitely think he could challenge some of the guys in front. I'm expecting Biambi to try to make up some positions as well. And with Hassar in 8th position, he's had a difficult string of races. Maybe he can make a statement this time.
Hopefully, that would be that is something. It depends on on what Daniel Wright decides to do. Now 10 seconds to go before the formation lap begins. Daniel Wright just getting done with everything, puts his car down. That is the recommended strategy to all ACC drivers, is to wait until the very last second to click that drive button so you can keep maximum temperature in the tires. And here we go, Daniel Wright driving away for our formation lap here at Imola.
All right. And that's everyone else going off as well.
Make sure to, while we're streaming both on Twitch and on YouTube tonight, you can head over to either and watch every single race live right here. Every weekend we have ACC Saturday nights, and we have Tier 1 F1 2020 on Sunday nights, and F1 Tier 2 Tier 2 F1 2020 on Monday nights. So, and we have plenty of activities happening here at Apollo Racing Club. Head over to apolloracing.club to join. And to join to join any of our leagues. We have iRacing, ACC, a set of Corsa leagues. We have a Formula E league. We are starting Formula, like we're going to be doing our Road to Glory series here. Wrapping it up, we have Formula One starting this week, which is very exciting here. And then, of course, GT4s on Thursday nights. IndyCar on iRacing on Thursday nights as well. So we have quite a bit of racing here. So if that intrigues you at all, head over to apolloracing.club to join. Well, Bash, they are coming in through Sector 2, and Daniel Wright, he is feeling pretty happy right now in that pole position. Alexis Moison, though, he might have something to say about that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Track. This is the optimum track, I would say, temperature for these cars. It's in a nice day at Imola, Italy. All right, now they have to form up too wide again as they come into the last two corners. The green flag will be raising, and this will be go time for all these drivers. These drivers will have to fall down to 70 miles per hour before they go across the start-finish line, trying to get those brakes warmed up, trying to make sure every part of the car is ready to go before the green flag is raised. Here we go. Daniel Wright slowing way down, trying to get the last bit of brake temperature.
Gotta love a rolling start.
And here we go. The green flag is out. Daniel
Away
Wright.
we go here at Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari.
Daniel Wright getting away very slowly here. Oh. We have a delayed start. There we go.
Oh, no,
Green. Here we go here at Imola. And Daniel Wright, he is going to take a very, very early lead as Biambi tries and takes P2 away from Alexis Moison, but he finds the line of Alexis Moison, defends very hard, and that's going to leave a lot of drivers in the back wondering what just happened, because it seems like a little bit of a crunch, a lot of crunching happening, but that's going to keep everybody flowing here as we continue on.
Certainly. Oh no, the HUD's messing up with me now. Like, it's saying Alexis Moison 6th for some reason. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, no, he's still very much in second position. Daniel Wright is leading. Funny enough, it's saying G Fitter is first, even though he's stuck in the pits.
He is coming into the pit. He is in the pit, so I assume that was for an incident that happened that we didn't quite able to see now. But Biambi right now is 4 tenths behind Alexis Moisan, and this is the man that you have to. This is the battle we really got to keep our eye on, because Biambi has had a couple of rough weeks, and now he's got to make his return here tonight because he has finally been deemed in the pro class here at Apollo Racing Club.
Yep, he's still in the fight, still looking to take positions, not giving Alexis Moisan any breathing room, taking up all of that slipstream, inching just ever so closely. Ooh, Moisan goes a little bit wide, but yeah, no, he's managed to lose Biambi a little bit. Yeah, now Biambi's just going to need to take full advantage of that slipstream and then just find the right moment to try to overtake.
Thornton moves up a position into P5, and he must be feeling pretty happy. He's the fastest amateur of the pack this season. He's looking very strong. Now Alexis Moisan having to defend a little bit against Biambi as they come down through into the Villeneuve chicane. But Alexis Moisan, he is looking very fast. Daniel Wright taking a very big gap here and a very big lead. He's almost a second in front of Alexis Moisan.
Going through Toza with the rest of the pack leading right behind. Are there any battles mid-pack? Everyone's pretty close together, it looks like.
Yeah, there's a few battles happening right now. Let's head down to Dave Hassar, who is has quite a bit of a gap on him between him and Tommy Kogan, who's moved up into P7.
Mm-hmm. And there's another significant gap between Hassar and Righteous Fire. We'll see who can get an overtake chance first, Hassar or Righteous Fire. Anyways, yeah, I know Fred Forsberg is sort of losing him. But Hassar isn't giving up. You have to admire the heart. You can see it in that aggressive driving style. Forsberg moving on to Kogan, though. So let's see how these two Astons do against each other. Forsberg gonna try to get that slipstream. Allows him to close the gap between him and Kogan and widen the gap between himself and Hassar. Play a little bit of offense and defense at the same time. Biambi still over the back of Alexis Moisan, so it's good to see that he's hanging in there. Thornton in the green Mercedes, maintaining 5th, going to give Don Bellinger a battle. A little bit of Mercedes versus Lamborghini action right here. Going through the Villeneuve chicane and now heading into Toza. Let's see if Thornton can try to reduce some distance.
Thornton right now really trying to push the limits of this track. He goes off the track there, spits up some dirt, and he's flying pretty fast now. He's 7/10 down. He's currently P5, and he's going to be pretty happy about this. Now Alexis Moisan, he is falling a little bit back now because he's fallen 3/10 to now just 3/10 and ahead of his rival, I would say, in this series, Biambi. And Biambi, he's trying to just find just whatever time he can find here.
Certainly. But it looks... Oh, no, he's lost it a little bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's lost it a little bit. That's going to hurt him in his battle for second. Daniel Wright must be really comfortable right now, though. Of course, you can never get too comfortable in a race like this, but...
Well,
yeah,
Waffle Smacks now is trying to battle Righteous Fire for P9. He's right all over the back of him, going through Rivitza now. That Porsche not very quick through here. Very difficult. I would say probably one of the harder cars to drive on this track. Doesn't have quite the front light speed as you want. But now Waffle Smacks, this is going to be his, currently he is looking very good. This would be his best race finish if he was to finish in the top 10 this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully he can put something on. Ooh, almost tries to make a move on Righteous Fire. Just narrowly avoids contact. Waffle Smacks just has to wait for the right moment. Imola is a rather thin track, so you have to choose your overtaking opportunities very carefully. Maybe just wait for Righteous Fire to try to make a mistake, or go slow in one of the turns and then capitalize on that.
Roadside Cookie having to defend very hard against Wolf now for P12. That Lamborghini. Roadside Cookie again one of those drivers, he hasn't had the greatest of performances the past couple of weeks, and it's I would say it's partly the blame because of the rain that has that hampered us for a couple of weeks there, but it is completely blue skies this week as he runs a little bit wide going through Piratella, but Roadside Cookie, he's looking like he is finding a gap there versus Wolf. Let's find now another gap. Looks like it's Waffle Smacks now having to defend against Niall Drake and that Aston Martin. Those Aston Martins are pretty quick this weekend.
Certainly. It's almost like they were made for this track. But Waffle Smacks is losing Niall a little bit. Maybe it's the slipstream of Righteous Fire that's helping him. Righteous Fire still trying to reach Dave Hussar territory, but still having to fend off against Waffle Smacks, who is just not giving up and is doing everything to try to take that position.
Well, Wolf now being chased down by Ice Tin in the Lamborghini. And he is going pretty quick here, Ice Tin is. And he is already on the back of Wolf. And Wolf he has to defend very hard here as they go through Sector 1.
Yeah, Wolf was putting pressure on Roadside Cookie not that long ago. And now he's finding himself in the opposite position as, oh no, I spoke too soon. Ice Tin has just spun, ate too much of the curb. And now it's Big Bark going to try to make some moves happen, but the distance between him and Wolf is considerable. So, it'll be a couple laps before we see anything like that.
Well, let's go to Timmy Wilkins now with 4 cars behind him for P18. He is the lead man of this pack as they go through Piratella. He is in the BMW. He's looking pretty fast here. He has a Mercedes AMG behind him, and those AMGs are very, very quick here at Imola as well. And now he is going to lose it, and there's a Mercedes going off in the grass, and now the Ferrari and the Porsche are going to avoid that. Ooh, commentator's curse there, I would say.
Yeah, no, not the best move for Wilkins.
And now he's having trouble finding these braking zones, and he is just not having quite the greatest start to this race now with 36 minutes to go. Let's check in with the battle for the lead potentially, as Daniel Wright has just a 1.1 second lead over Daniel Wright, but Alexis Moison is only about 1/10.
Yeah, not that far off.
Yeah, he's not that far off actually. So he's I would say 1.3 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, B&B is actually further from Moison than Moison is from Wright at this point. But B&B still isn't giving up. Going to try to save some time with those corners. Gets a little bit messy at the end there, but I like the spirit. I like the enthusiasm. Bellinger might challenge B&B for that podium position, though. The number 84 Lamborghini. See if any time can be saved at the penultimate corners. Exits through Ravazza with a reasonable amount of speed, but B&B seems to be losing him.
Yeah, B&B he's very, very quick through here, so he is in an Audi, so he's going to be flying through here, just as I predicted at the beginning. The Audis were going to be very quick, so. And right now it goes an Audi in the lead with an Aston Martin falling behind with an Audi with a Lamborghini behind him with an Aston Martin. So 2 Audis on podium positions currently and 1 Aston Martin. But that Lamborghini, he's looking pretty fast here. So it's really anybody's race still. Thornton right now is falling back down to P6 as Fred Frostberg has now passed Thornton for P5.
Yeah, no, those Astons are dangerous. You're right. And yeah, the question is Forsberg going to be able to catch up to the Lamborghini of Bellinger? Well, right now he's going to have to deal with the Ferrari of Fitter first. Blue flag conditions. But not quite close to overtake just yet. Let's see what other battles there are.
There's a battle happening right behind those guys with Thornton, Dave Hassar, and Tommy Kogan. Tommy Kogan, he's looking very fast through here in that Aston Martin, but Thornton, he is going to be looking. No, Dave Hassar went way wide on the exit of the chicane.
Yeah. And now this battle split up a little bit. Let's see if Kogan can try to take Thornton. It looks like he's approaching ever so closely. Yeah, no, those Astons are just cornering through like a dream.
Tommy Kogan moves up into P7 now, and he has Dave Hassar to thank for that as he ran wide at the Alta chicane. And he is going to now, he has Thornton in his sights. Now this will be very interesting to see what Thornton does here and see if he can defend off Tommy Kogan. He is one of the faster guys here at Apollo Racing Club. He should be up in the fighting for the lead now, but he is not. Now, Daniel Wright, he has fallen off his pace.
Thornton just hit the wall there.
Oh, no. Not Thornton, man. So Tommy Kogan's going to go on through up in the P6 now.
Thornton now down to 9th.
Well, there is a battle for the lead happening now. Those three cars have bunched up again, and that is going to be Daniel Wright, Alexis Moison, Biambi, and Don Bellinger as well. He is creeping up behind with 31 minutes to go here at Imola. Daniel Wright, I don't know what happened to him, but he must have went off track or he hit a wall or something because he has dropped his pace. He is down to 142.1s, and that is going to be, that's pretty slow compared to his qualifying. Now he's having leg spikes, it looks like.
Yeah, that might be the issue. Yeah, I was going to say maybe Wright just got a little too comfortable, but no, maybe it could be his connection doing him in, as Moison and Biambi have just found themselves closer to the lead. Bellinger somewhat in the fight as well, even though he's a good amount more distant. Yeah, let's see if Alexis Moison can find an opportunity to overtake and capitalize on Wright's issues. Looks like he's getting a little bit closer. He's definitely improving on his times.
Alexis, he is BMB now. He has gotten very quick. He is all over the back bumper of Alexis Moison. He's looking very big as he is 6/10 off of him. And now this battle for the lead is going to come to a head here with 30 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know all three of those cars are just taking those corners very well. This is going to be a really tight battle. It all comes down to who decides to maybe take a risk, do something ambitious with the braking limits, or maybe just makes the most out of slipstream. Either way, Daniel Wright has to be pushing really hard at this point to try to not lose the lead. Moison putting on a lot of pressure.
Roadside Cookie, he's making up some pace now. He's currently P10. He'll be happy about this. This will be his highest finish this season if it if he continues this run that he's on. And he's currently on the hunt for Righteous Fire. He is a little bit faster in sectors 1 and sector 1 and just sector 1. That's it.
Yeah, he's going to need to improve on all the rest of the sectors if he wants to get close to Righteous Fire.
Yeah, Biambi, he's going to go for... I hate to interrupt you, but Biambi, he is sniffing the rear end of Alexis Moison now, and this is exactly what you need to happen. What needs to happen between these two for Daniel Wright to get his gap now, because guess what, Alexis Moison? He's fallen back quite a bit, so he must have hit a curb or went a little wide on a corner, because Biambi, he's going to be looking for the overtake as they come into the hairpin of of Tosa, but he gets a much, much cleaner exit.
Yeah. BMB needs to work on his exits if he wants to take that position. He's not giving up, though. He's staying in it, and we expect that he's going to stay in it for the rest of the race. You just can't give up. If you want to reach the top, you gotta keep fighting, no matter the circumstances. Bellinger inching ever so closely as well. He's got a real good fighting spirit. Oh, but he slides a little bit. Maybe a little bit too ambitious there. Roadside Cookie onto Righteous Fire, getting really, really close now. Maybe either he has improved on the other sectors or he's just having a really, really good Sector 1. Righteous Fire going a little bit into the corner. But it's still a pretty close battle. Pretty close battle between Nile Drake and Dave Nassar as well. I don't know which battle to watch.
Alexis Moison, he is having to defend very hard as now BMB, he's going to try and look for a move on the inside, but Alexis Moison shuts the door and says, not today, and he moves on forward. This battle for P2, this is helping Daniel Wright get ahead now as he puts up a 1:42.1 and puts up the fastest lap time here at Imola.
Yep, the gap between Wright and Moison has to be like 2 seconds at this point. Crazy.
Tommy Kogan now is having to run away here. He is in some lap traffic. He's currently P6, so he's moved up some positions and he's chasing down Fred Frostberg.
And he had to get past that blue flag Ferrari, and now he's able to advance onto Forsberg.
What is that gap to them? 3 seconds? Tommy Kogan could probably make that up. What's his lap time? They're about a second down off of Fred, so it's going to be interesting come the end of this race. Now, Niall Drake has lost a little bit of pace to Dave Hassar, but he was right on the back end very not too long ago, so we'll keep an eye on this battle as well. Alexis Moison doing a nice job defending Biambi for P2. This is the battle. This has been some good quality racing here tonight as we are hitting as we're almost to that halfway point here in this race.
Yeah, Bellinger seems to have dropped back again. He's not having as much luck with Biambi as maintaining a small gap to the car in front, but maybe he'll be able to come back. Let's see. Is Niall about to make a move on Dave Hassar? He's certainly taking advantage of the slipstream, but needs to wait for the right opportunity to get the overtake.
Alan Zhu now trying to defend off Common Cold for P20. He is in that Asmar. He gets in the dirt. He's kicking up the dirt through Ravitza. And now Common Cold, he's going to look on the inside, but it's not going to happen as Alan is able to find the grip and come down the start-finish straight. He'll have to defend a little bit going through the start-finish straight, but that will be fine. Waffle Smacks, he's falling down the P15 along with his teammate Doug Wetzel. Eric Mahoney, not Doug Wetzel. And they're going to have to fight Big Bark, and they go a little bit wide in the dirt as well. These BMWs, they're not having a good time here at Imola.
Yeah. It's a shame. Maybe it's the setups. Either way, for the next races, those BMW drivers, they're going to need to make sure that they're able to maintain speed in those high-speed corners. Waffle Smacks is maintaining somewhat of a chase onto Big Bark, but of course, there's definitely going to need to be some improvement. There's still a reasonable distance. Definitely not like the very short distance between Alexis Moison and Biambi. Biambi just gaining on Moison right now. Just waiting for the right moment.
Well, Big Bark, he is going to have to defend here with that Pepe the Pig Porsche, excuse me. I know there will be some people in the chat who'll be like, it's a Porsche, not a Porsche. But he is looking pretty strong here in the amateur class.
Definitely, yeah. Big Bark doing a really good job defending against Waffle Smacks. But Waffle Smacks seems to be closing the gap a little bit. It'll be up to Big Bark to defend in the corners. Oh, but Waffle Smacks has actually made up a lot of time.
Big Bark defending very nicely on the inside through the Villeneuve chicane. Head over to Alexis Moison, still battling for P2 with Biambi. These two are very quick. I knew this battle wasn't going to go away anytime soon. 23 minutes to go here at Imola at Apollo Racing Club.
Yeah, no, you really have to admire Biambi. He's just been sticking through it throughout. Really cool seeing him stick it to Alexis Moison. I thought he had a battle in him, and it looks like I was correct. The question is, how much battle is left? Don Bellinger now having lost a considerable amount of time to Biambi. It looks like he's not necessarily in the fight anymore, but we'll see if he can't maintain fourth position.
Daniel Wright coming up on some lap traffic finally here. Alexis Moison trying to just stay with the pace now. Daniel Wright getting through traffic pretty easily, but this might hold up Alexis Moison because it's gonna go right on by. Who is that? I can't even tell who that is. 742.
Wilkins?
That's gonna be Tim Wilkins. So thank you, Tim. And I think I think Biambi is pretty upset about that traffic being in the way for a little bit too long, because now he's fallen to 0.7 of a second behind Alexis Moison. And that's going to be a problem for him because he was up to 0.4 at one point and could have made a move going in the Ravitza, but it's not going to happen now. And he's going to have to find a way to crawl back. Now Eric Mahoney going to have to defend against the Ferrari of Doug Wetzel. He looks on the inside going into Tosa, but he's going to continue. But Eric Mahoney continues on in P15. Doug Wetzel trying in that Ferrari last week was a big part in a big accident at Suzuka. He's looking for a pretty strong finish here, and he's currently P16.
Seems to be closing the gap a little bit, though. There's actually a whole train going on. This looks like a four-way battle for 13th.
Yep, the train's starting to almost form now, but those BMWs, they're not quite able to keep a closer gap, so they're kind of fighting two separate battles at the same time. Now Alexis Moison, he has lost something because now he has lost quite a bit of time, because here is Biambi, who is now just a couple of tenths off his pace and off his bumper.
Yep. Yeah, the traffic seemed to impede Biambi before, but he has wasted no time getting back into the battle and putting pressure onto Alexis Moison. All of this helping Daniel Wright, of course, but Daniel Wright shouldn't get too comfortable, otherwise he might lose some time like he did before. Big Bark now... Wait, Waffle Smacks is ahead of Big Bark. So it looks like we missed an overtake.
Waffle Smacks is getting P13 now, so that will be very nice for him as Big Bark is falling a little bit back of that BMW.
The other BMW of Eric Mahoney now looking to try to get past the Porsche, and Doug Wetzel isn't that far behind either in the Ferrari. Yeah, no, this is a pretty interesting battle. We'll see if Wetzel can try to make up some time in those corners. The Ferrari is going through very smoothly, but we don't know if it's going through quick enough. I think he's gaining some time on Mahoney, but time will tell.
I want to head back over to the battle for P2 as Biambi. He's getting ever so close to the back of Alexis Moissan's bumper, but Alexis Moissan just is quicker in some corners than Biambi. So Biambi has to find a way to get quicker, especially in the last couple of turns, because that's where he loses a bit of time.
Yeah, we'll see if he can't maintain composure this time. Approaching Aqua Minerale. Gonna try to maybe make the move. Oh no. Could have been Moissan's defense, but yeah, no, BMB couldn't quite find the right gap. Going through the Alta chicane. Let's see if they can get some time in. No, it's difficult. Yeah, I know Alexis Moissan is giving him no quarter whatsoever.
Heading to the helmet cam of BMB just so you can see how much these guys are pushing. So he falls in the second gear in the Audi. He's actually very quick through there. This is a very great car. He's so smooth through Ravitsa.
And it looks like Alexis Moissan is closing the gap on Daniel Wright as well. This is a very close three-way battle. Might actually be a battle for first for BMB if he can maintain composure and maybe improve his times a little bit. Just has to wait for an opening. It's very hard to find one on this track.
Big Bark now having the defend off Eric Mahoney in the BMW. That Porsche not looking very strong here. I figured it was going to have some problems, and considering that the man Alan Zhu, a man who loves Porsche, he would drive a Porsche till the day he dies, is driving an Aston Martin tonight.
Yeah, and Waffle Smacks has moved even further forward, now looking to get the 12th position of Wolf. See if he can't get the overtake on the outside right here. No, but very close. Gonna try to maintain that slipstream. Wolf sort of loses him a little bit. Could have been the result of a ill-timed move, setting Waffle Smacks back. But now he is looking to get that time back. And yeah, no, he's just staying right behind. Let's see how Mahoney's doing.
BMB went off. Sorry, but BMB went off in Ravitsa. He just got a little bit of oversteer, and he is going to lose all that time. But Alexis Moissan continues on to his march to the leader, Daniel Wright. But
yeah, sometimes all it takes is just one little mistake.
Waffle Smacks now approaching some lap traffic, unless that is... No, that's Wolf. And he's going to just go around the outside. And, okay. Wow, it looks like Wolf has lost some pace, and now the crossover happening. And very nicely done there by Waffle Smacks for P12.
Takes the position, gets past. Yeah, finally found the right move, and now Wolf is still staying close. Gonna try to take the position back. The Aston Martin is pretty powerful, so he might be able to, but Waffle Smacks might be defending. Ooh, there's almost a period where they might touch, but okay, yeah, Wolf has gotten... Oh, they have touched, and now Waffle Smacks is in the grass. Oh no! Another touch with Big Bark, and now they've both spun past, and now they've lost a lot of positions. That's devastating.
It is absolutely devastating, but let's continue. I want to go back to now P2. Alexis Moissan, once again, he is closing that gap to Daniel Wright. That gap now half a second. just right over a half a second now. And Biambi, he's making up the time that he lost on his spin out. These guys are racing very hard.
You have to admire Biambi for keeping the fight going. He's almost as close as he used to be. But yeah, still can't find the right position to try to get the overtake in. Ooh, Dave Grills gets hit by Ryan Barker and Eric Mahoney. Eric Mahoney's spun out, losing positions to Big Bark. That's a devastating incident. Yeah, I thought there was almost going to be a battle there. But
well, the Waluigi Racing BMWs are having a horrid night tonight for sure. So now Ryan Baker is ahead, and he has Big Bark on his tail, and this is going to be for, I don't know, is this for P15? I would say so.
Yes.
It is. So Big Bark, he is fighting this Nissan in that Porsche for P15. See, Don Bellinger, he is racing Fred for P4.
Yeah, we'll see how Barker does. The GTR R35 loves to take it to Porsche, but we'll see how these two drivers represent their cars. Bark seems to be closing in a little bit, but proper defense by Barker might help him. Yeah, just closing the door on Bark on every occasion.
Well, this is going to get very, very interesting for P18 because Alan Zoe is currently ahead right now of all these cars, including Eric Mahoney, Common Colton, Dave Grills. And these guys are going to be pushing very, very hard tonight. Common Cold, he is currently ahead of Eric Mahoney in that Bentley or Boatley. And now Chipsy, he is going to get Dave Grills, he's going to get a little punchy and throw some elbows out and try and pass Eric Mahoney. Now the inside move trying to happen with Common Cold, and now Enzo is going to go over the curves, and now these guys are going to be bumping and running now as Dave Grills goes in the back end of that Bentley.
Too many collisions happening this late in the race. This is interesting. It's like watching Russell hit Bottas like several times in a row. Well, but anyways, Alexis Moisant seems to be closing in on Daniel Wright. Think he'll get his chance to overtake?
Oh, I think so. He is very quick. I think Biambi is going to be also an issue here late in this race because it's all going to be a matter of tire wear towards the end here. And if these guys can make it on their tires, they're going to be slipping and sliding all over the place, but who knows? 10 minutes to go here at Imola. It's been a great race so far. A lot of these guys have raced very hard. This battle for the lead has been fantastic to watch as the Audi R8 is slowing down. You can just noticeably tell he is slowing significantly down.
Could be the tire wear.
His last lap was a 142.5. Alexis Moisant's last lap was a 142.4. And Biambi's last lap was a 142.3. So Biambi right now is the fastest man of these three. So this is going to get very interesting.
Indeed. Yeah, no, watching these three battle has been very entertaining.
Let's see what happens here in the final minutes of this race. 9 minutes, 30 seconds to go here. Let's take a look over at Alexis Moisant. We haven't done his helmet cam tonight, actually. Let's take a look here. As you can see, he is having to battle against the man behind him, Biambi, and also try and attack at the same time. And that's the best part about racing. As he goes into Revitsa, now goes trying to keep it smooth with this Aston Martin. This is going to get very hairy very soon. 9 minutes to go here, and this is when everybody is just going to start pulling out the punches. And we'll switch to another battle here very soon, because now we're seeing Biambi. He's picking up the pace. He's picking up the slipstream. You can see him in the rear view mirror of Alexis Moison. He's going to be trying to look on the move on the other inside, but now these two are going to try and just battle back and forth here. And this is exactly the type of racing we love to see here with these GT3s.
Certainly. Yeah, no, Biambi almost took the position there. Very well done. And Moison is staying really close to right as well. Gotta admire these drivers for staying consistent all the way up until the finish.
Well, right now, Doug Wetzel is going by Wolf for P12, and he'll be very happy about that. So he moves up a position. Roadside Cookie currently down in P11. He is going to have to battle against Craig Bray, who's already down in the turn number 1, and he is currently pacing a 144.4. Let's head back to the battle for the lead, because this is when it's gonna get hairy, because there's lap traffic approaching. And now there's contact between the leaders.
Daniel Wright and made him spin.
And guess who benefited? Biambi.
Biambi's taking the lead.
Biambi has taken the lead of this race, and Daniel Wright, he has fallen down to P2. Alexis Moison did the right thing, allowing Daniel Wright to get himself situated, even though he is now fallen down to 4th place, because Don Bellinger now moves up to 2nd.
Yeah. He finally got his chance to get some overtakes. Not sure that he will be able to take Biambi, but yeah, what a sequence. Moison is going to have some explaining to do after that. I mean, good on him to bring the position back, but yeah, no, you never know what can happen in the heat of the moment. Biambi's just running away with it right now.
What happened to him?
Thornton's 25th? Yeah, what happened there?
He was involved in something, but the leader of this race now is Biambi. And on a lucky break of Alexis Moison just going into the back of the leader, Daniel Wright. So this battle for the lead is going to get all more spicier, as now these guys are going to be fighting very, very difficult here towards the end of this race. 6 minutes to go here, Bash. And what do you think can happen here?
I'm not sure. We might see some more position changes. We've seen a bunch of unpredictable stuff happen, but it's really cool seeing Biambi just run away with the lead after sticking to it for so long. Sometimes all it takes to be rewarded is just determination.
Well, I think the gap is, well, Don Bellinger now has moved up 2 seconds to Biambi. Biambi must be stuck in traffic. Oh, he is. He has Common Cold in front of him in that Bentley. He's going to try and he's going to go on the inside. The Bentley giving him some space, respecting that. Going, you know what, sir? You've earned this. Go ahead and go by me.
Yeah, Biambi just breezing through traffic. It'll take a while for the others to try to get close. Don Bellinger is sort of closing the gap, but he's got Daniel Wright to deal with after Wright gets through this blue flag traffic. Where's Alexis Moison, though?
He is right on the back end. He's right on the back end of Wright, yep.
Gonna try to overtake without hitting this time. Gets close, but yeah, maybe he could take advantage of the traffic holding Wright back.
Daniel Wright flashing Thornton, telling Thornton, get out of the way, buddy. Thornton saying, I'm going to stick to my line, which is okay. He does have to get out of the way at some point, especially if Alexis Moison trying to make some move, and he has to hold up there through the Aqua Minerale chicane now, and now Daniel Wright is going to go on the inside of Thornton, going to make that move happen as Thornton, he goes off track, kicks up some dirt because Alexis Moison goes on through at the same time through the braking zone. And now the chase is on. Thornton is going to, Fife or Joshua Kimball, and that grid finder Ferrari is going to get out of the way now. And Daniel Wright and Alexis Moison for P3 are going to be battling it to the very end. That will be very interesting to see here. Don Bellinger, new this season to the ACC League. He is up into P2.
Yeah, narrowly avoiding more collisions. Very well done to Alexis Moison for keeping it clean after the fact, but not sure if he'll be able to overtake Daniel Wright. Don Bellinger is still a considerable distance from Biambi as well, so it's unlikely that Biambi will be losing the lead, but you never know. Any other battles that we can look at? I'm going
Craig
through.
Bray is closing the gap slowly to Righteous Fire. Righteous Fire in the RFI Racing Porsche. Now Craig Bray in the Aston Martin. So kind of scrolling.
Yeah, Righteous Fire is doing a pretty good job of defending, despite the difference in cars.
Just the difference of pace as well. Now let's head back to the battle for P3. Daniel Wright between Alexis Moison. And now Daniel Wright, he goes wide after the chicane, after the Alta chicane, and that's going to allow Alexis Moison now to take P3 away from Daniel Wright. And Daniel Wright's race has gone horribly wrong here in the last 10 minutes here.
Yeah. He's only got probably 2 more laps to try to fix things. And I think he can. He's had some moments where he's shown unbelievable pace. He's going to have to show some of that off now if he wants to retake a podium position from Alexis Moison.
Righteous Fire now is having to defend very hard off of Greg Bray, who is going to try and go down the inside into the Alta chicane, but Righteous Fire goes ahead and gets a better exit and a better entry, really. Going through here, Eric Mahoney now having to defend off Iceton for P19.
Right, just getting a little bit closer, but Alexis Moison keeping that defense up. Actually, no, it looks like Moison might be developing a gap. Yeah, it seems that he is.
Well,
yeah, I know Daniel Wright is going to need to pull some pace out of somewhere if he wants to retake that position. Or try to take advantage of the traffic like Alexis Moison did when he made his overtake.
Well, we have one more lap to go here. The white flag will be coming out after, on the next lap. And that's going to be Common Cold getting run wide. Biambi coming into Revitza. Revitza. Or Revitza. I don't care. Ravaza. Yeah, Ravaza. There we go. I should know how to say that. I had learned some classic Italian. And now the leader on the final lap, Biambi, going across the line one last time before that checker flag falls. He has had a great race. He has set himself up for success.
Ooh, Daniel Wright going to make the inside move. Oh, but they touch. And Wright has spun, and that's going to allow Moison to just take third position. Wright just letting the rest of the cars run past, try to get a safe re-entry. Yeah, no, Daniel Wright's race has just gone absolutely terribly.
Terrible. It just hasn't gone quite his way, and now he falls down to P6 because Tommy Kogan and Fred Forsberg move up the grid a little bit farther. Alexis Moison taking the P3, and there might be some reports coming in about that this week. we'll update you on the stream next week. But BMB now coming down into the Alta corner for the final time. Hopefully, and I don't know, maybe Chipsy will get out of his way so he doesn't have to do another lap here at Imola as they come down the back straight of Ravaza.
And then approaching the final straight. Yeah, it looks like BMB is just going to let Chipsy stay out in front so that things aren't delayed. And he will take the checkered flag to win this race at Imola. Very
BMB.
well done.
Very well done. BMB wins here. Don Bellinger comes across the line in P2. Alexis Moison coming home in P3 after a very difficult race with Daniel Wright. Fred Forsberg being very lucky picks up P4 tonight in his first race, a sprint race here at Apollo Racing Club. Tommy Kogan going from P7 to P5. Daniel Wright.
And yeah, 6th. So he didn't fall off too far.
Dave Hassar coming home in P7. Niall Drake having a great race. P8 for the man as he comes across the line. Now Righteous Fire is going to have to finish this battle with Craig Bray now. Ice Tin, Common Cold, and Grills coming home in 19, 20, and 21st. Fig Newton, Joshua Kimmel coming home in 22nd, 23rd. Now here comes Righteous Fire as he comes across the start-finish line in P9. Does he get there? He does. Followed by Craig Bray, and that's going to be your top 10. Roadside Cookie coming across the line in P11. Doug Wetzel is going to have to battle against Ryan Barker for P13, but I think Doug Wetzel, he has quite a bit of a pace difference in that Ferrari. He comes across the line in P12. Ryan Baker in P13. Rob Jakes now coming across the line here shortly in P14. And Big Bark falling right behind him in P15. Alan Zoe moves up into P16 this race, and that Aston Martin looking pretty fast this week. He'll come across the line in P16. Chipsy coming across the line in P17. And that's going to do it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. BMB secures his second victory of the season.
Yeah, he worked so hard.
Any final thoughts, sir?
I also really like Dave Hassar being able to get as high as he was able to be. I know he's had some difficulties, but always nice to see a top 10 finish in what was such a hectic race.
Green light, green light.
How about you? What surprised you?
Well, it was just the battle for the lead. Very, very good, very tight, very tense, very quick, and that's exactly the kind of entertainment we love to see here at Apollo Racing Club. Well, that's going to do it. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here at Apollo Racing Club. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night for Tier 1 F1 2020 action. They are headed to Azerbaijan for in Baku, and then Monday night for F1 2020 Tier 2. Well, that will do it for Bash Dash and I. Make sure the follow button on Twitch and the subscribe button on YouTube. And we'll see you tomorrow night for F1 2020 or next time on track. I've been EV500. For everybody here